Okay, I'm going to show you some of my favorite and some of my favorite music documentaries, and I actually have a couple of feature films that I really enjoyed. This one here is actually a recent one. It's 2009, I think, 2010 maybe, 2009, called Crazy Heart. Great movie. Great soundtrack by T-Bone Burnett. Here's another classic that me and my family like. Walk the Line. Great story. Big Johnny Cash fan. These two, man, Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon did an outrageously good job with that. This isn't a music DVD, but it is about the 60s. So I mean, and I heard about this chick through music, but Edie Sedgwick. It's a movie called Chow Manhattan. It's pretty. It's an interesting film. Okay, now we'll get into some of the real fun stuff. CSNY Deja Vu. This is all right. I just love the live stuff. I really love the live stuff. This is another great documentary about the Clash lead singer and rhythm guitar player Joe Strummer. This is if you're a Clash fan or a Joe Strummer, Mescaleros fan, that's a must-see. Well put together. This is a concert DVD that Martin Scorsese did for the Rolling Stones called Shine a Light. This is recent, 2008, I think. Very good. Some good bonus features as well. This one, the U.S. versus John Lennon. It's a documentary about how in the late 60s and 70s, I think even, how the Nixon administration fought but failed to get to kick John Lennon out of the United States because they were scared of him. This is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Imagine, my Aunt Lori got me this after it took her, some searching online, I think. But it's this for any Beatles fan, John Lennon fan. Great. Lots of great archival footage, like some of the best archival footage ever. I saw this I saw this on TV a long time ago, years ago, and that kind of sparked my whole. Like, I was just flipping through the channels and I saw this on, and it kind of like I started. Oh, this John Lennon guy is pretty cool. I didn't really know a whole lot about him or the Beatles really. I knew their music because my mom listened to it, but other than that, I didn't know a whole lot. And I got really into John Lennon, and from there I was like, oh well, look at this. He's friends with this person. Oh, and then I'll start listening to that person, and it just goes on, and you find that you just build, and then you go, you look at those people's influences, and then you end up going way back in time. But imagine John Lennon, great documentary. This is another concert, sort of documentary concert thing. It's Neil Young's Heart of Gold. It's a concert he did at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. He did some stuff from his new album, or well, it was new at the time, in 2006, Prairie Wind, and I'm not kidding. Prairie Wind is one of my favorite Neil Young albums. Unbelievable. He obviously does a lot of his big, older songs, but there's actually a second disc to this, and it's got some really cool stuff in it, like just all kinds of different features. Like, he shows his guitar, and me being a guitar player, I like that kind of stuff. They show all of his guitars, and they talk about him and stuff, and then they talk about other, all the other musicians that he works with. And as I said, I think in another video, he really just surrounds himself with some of the greatest musicians around. That aren't really acclaimed, but outside of the sort of musician world, but great musicians. This is Amazing Journey, the story of the Who. I wanted this for the longest time, and I found it on but it was always like pretty expensive, and I found it on Amazon for relatively cheap. It's got a little book thing that comes with it. You know, talks about different, you know, the different stuff. It comes with the two different discs and 2 different cases. One of them is this is the actual film itself, the documentary about the Who's history up until, you know, today. This is 6 quick ones. It's short little quick little mini documentaries of all different stuff. Like they have each, like they have a video for each, you know, member of the band, and then they have another one that is called Who Art You, and then about sort of the band's start and whatnot. And then this is Who's Back, which D.A. Pennybaker, who did, well, I'll show you one of his other films that he did in 2003 when the Who went back in the studio. D.A. Pennybaker filmed it for this little documentary, and then there's some other stuff. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. I'm a huge Who fan. This is probably the greatest concert DVD or concert movie of all time, The Last Waltz. Unbelievable. I mean, I got this, and it's my favorite concert DVD ever. I mean, when I got it, I looked at the names of all the people. The band: Bob Dylan, Eric Clapton, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison, Neil Diamond, Emmylou Harris, Muddy Waters, The Staples, Ringo Starr, Ron Wood, Dr. John, Paul Butterfield, and Ronnie Hawkins. I mean, are you kidding me? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I really dig that 52 Telecaster as well. Even though nobody in the entire film uses a 52 Telecaster. This is a recent addition that I got a couple months ago. Stones in Exile. It is a documentary about the recording of the Rolling Stones' masterpiece, and as I said in my Stones record collection video, it is the greatest album of all time, in my opinion, of course, my humble opinion. Just a, you know, documentary, great, good length, you know, over an hour and a half long, almost 2 hours long, good stuff. This is No Direction Home, Bob Dylan, Martin Scorsese documentary. Yeah, great, awesome. If you're a Bob Dylan fan, this is a must-see. I'm a little bummed that it's on 2 discs, but you know, I don't really mind. It stinks because, you know, a lot of these things I wish they had them on Blu-ray, but they don't. And it's, in particular, this and like The Last Waltz and stuff like that, like the really the ones that I watch all the time and Imagine, like if they had those on Blu-ray, I would buy them in a heartbeat. But this is a must-have. It talks about Bob's childhood. Bob talks about it. They have all in-depth interviews with Bob about his life. It goes up to his motorcycle crash. But yeah. I know a lot of people were pissed off because they were sort of like, "Oh, where's the next, you know, 40 years of his life?" But it was only up until, you know, he had that crash in whatever year. I don't even know. But it's funny just how much he did in that span of time. It's got some awesome archival footage of Bob when he was really young, and some just good stuff during his recordings of stuff. And this is a must-have for any Bob Dylan fan. As I say, it's a bummer that it's on 2 discs, but I'm happy with it. And this is something actually I'm really happy to own, because I wanted it, and I looked at it, and then, you know, it's been there. I've had it for a while now, but when I first got it, it was like, when I saw it at I think I got it at like Best Buy, and it was only like $30 or $25 or something like that. Bob Dylan, Don't Look Back, is a documentary that D.A. Pennybaker, the guy that I was talking about on the Who thing, D.A. Pennybaker did this. It's almost like the first like reality show. Well, it's a you know, documentary, but it's like they follow Bob around on his 1965 tour of Great Britain, and film him all day, all night, and out the concerts. So you get to see some unbelievable stuff at the hotel rooms with Bob and Allen Ginsberg and Donovan, a young Donovan who was just starting to blow up, or just starting to get big, and he was obviously a huge Dylan fan. And he does, in the hotel room, Donovan does a version of To Sing For You, I think is the name of the song, and it is mind-blowing. Bob was so amazed by it in here that he actually starts laughing out of, like, you know, joy, I guess. And then Bob does a couple of tunes that are, you know, awesome. This setup is really, really nice. The box set is really nice. It's, you know, this nice matte sort of finish, this sort of rough thing, I don't know. That's D.A. Pennebaker filming. That's a great photo. I loved that when I saw that. Joan Baez, you got Donovan, Albert Grossman. It has these, it flips open, it has this book that I think came out when the movie came out, and I don't know when they released this. I think it might have been 68 or something like that, 69, I don't know. I think 68. Yeah, this book, it says originally published in 1968. It's a companion to the movie. It is basically like word for word, like all the stuff, you know, that the people that this say. It's got some cool photos from the film and different stuff. Some of the best stuff in this documentary is from the hotel room, and you know, and people like Joan Baez doing an unbelievable version of Percy's song. It comes with these postcards that are numbered, you know, 4 in a series of 4, you know, 1 in a series of 4, and there's some great photos. Subterranean Homesick Blues, obviously. He was made for this documentary, which is basically like the first music video ever. The first music video to start the first reality documentary. This is a great photo. That is a really good photo. And that is a good photo of Bobby with the beautiful Gibson Nick Lucas special that I have looked all over the place for a Gibson, you know, a new Nick Lucas special. I mean, you can find them, but I just love that natural look. And the story behind that is that Bob didn't really he didn't really understand the value of guitars, I don't think, like the really how rare and how nice the guitars were that he used. And he would just, in the guitar case, if you have ever seen a guitar case, it's made to keep the guitar snug fit in there, and Bob would just put his harmonicas on top of the guitar body and stick them in his case, and eventually it wore through the wood and just completely destroyed the guitar. And so that original sunburst finish, he got it redone, and he got it redone in natural finish, which looks unbelievable. The fleur-de-lis on the headstock, I mean, it's just unbelievable guitar. I mean, you can hear this on almost every album after, you know, from 63 up to, you know, most of the albums in the 60s. Bringing It All Back Home, Highway 61. Unbelievable guitar. I would, like I said, that's a dream acoustic guitar for me. Here's the discs. They look like reels, obviously. This, at first, it's kind of funny. I was like, oh, cool. I thought they were rolling papers, but it's actually a little Subterranean Homesick Blues flip book. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah. Anyways, this is the movie, Don't Look Back, and this is awesome. This is called Bob Dylan's 65 Revisited, and D.A. Pennebaker, you know, for the past 40 years, I mean, like I say, he filmed Bob all day, all night, and did all the concerts he did on the tour. So he had, I mean, think about it, if this documentary is, you know, an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 50 minutes long, maybe 2 hours or whatever. I mean, think of, that's 2 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. I mean, think of how much footage that is that he probably has left over. And that's what he did with this, was he took some of the best footage and made another little documentary, basically, 40 years later. It says right here that D.A. Pennebaker has created this new work culled from over 20 hours of never before seen rare footage from his personal archives of film negatives. Raw and unassuming, 65 Revisited provides a fresh perspective of the young Dylan on the road during his 1965 English tour. Really, really good. If you're a Dylan fan and you can get this, like I say, I got this at Best Buy for like $25, maybe less. I can't even remember. But it's long. It's full of all kinds of cool stuff. As you can see, I mean, they were with Bob all the time. You know, Joan Baez was with him. They have some good stuff with just everybody. I mean, there's some hilarious stuff of Albert Grossman, of his sort of like sleaziness and his sort of wheeling and dealing, and really it's for a relatively small amount of money, you know, trying to get $2,000 a show, you know. It sounds kind of funny now because I've personally seen, through the people I know, I've personally seen a check that was about to be handed to an artist at a concert, and I mean, it was, I'm not going to say who the artist was, but the check was for over $200,000. I mean, think about that. I mean, Bob Dylan was asking for, you know, $2,000, but this is also in 1965. But I couldn't imagine. But yeah, this is a must-have as far as I'm concerned for Dylan fans. And that is, let me double check, make sure that's it. I think that is it. And yeah, thanks for watching.